What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Malky Pablo, aka the Great Timber, and of course, you guys know by now I'm ranked 1 and Fight Night champion on both consoles. On my defensive Wiz gamer tag, my record is 1,708 victories with 41 defeats, and on PlayStation, I'm unbeaten around 129-0. And in this video, I wanted to share some of the things that I did to be successful in this game. I look at a lot of videos and I see comments on not just my channel of people asking for tips, but other Fight Night channels, and I don't think anyone really over the top gave great explanations to how to break stuff down in the ring at a high level. Like myself, for example, I just mostly fought. I never really talked that much in my videos. I did a couple videos a few months back where I actually started this, but I'm going to be more consistent now I got everything out the way. But some of the topics I want to discuss starting this year off right is distance and timing. Now, the way you keep your distance, for example, let's say you're going against a pressure fighter. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because pressure fighters is the style that most players have a problem with, regardless if you're an elite player, a good player, a decent player, and a somewhat fairly new player, because a lot of the successful guys on this game can be very aggressive or be spammers. So what you do to keep your distance and you make sure your timing on point is you pay attention to their patterns. Most aggressive fighters do some of the same stuff. For example, they'll do is flat out try to cut the ring off whatever side you go. Let's say this, for example. Me and you both orthodox. If you a boxer, you sidestepping mostly to your right, because with orthodox, it's easier to get the right off than the left. Now, what the pressure fighter going to do is rotate to his left, because by him rotating to his left and your right, at that point, you're uncomfortable because he's moving and following, not following, but he's cutting the ring off to whatever side you on. And we pretty much know on Fight Night, when you actually sidestep into your right, the primary punch that you're going to throw is going to be the sidestep right uppercut. Now, the way that the pressure fighter is going to try to beat that is by throwing the left hook over the top, because at that point, it becomes whose timing is better. Now, what you do to counter that is, for one, you want to get as far away from him as possible. You want to be in range to punch, but you don't want it to be to where they retaliate and they could counter over the top. So what I do is, when I feel somebody pressing me, I take a small step back. I don't force shots. I like to work off my jab to the body, because the jab to the body, it might not score a knockout, or it might not even give you a lot of points towards the scorecard. But when you're in a tough fight, you will notice when they hit the second half of the fight, that punch is very effective. Now, what I like to do is, by you throwing the jab to the body a lot, it forces the pressure fighter. He's not going to want to keep getting hit with punches like that, because once they get hit with the jab to the body, it makes it hard to defend other punches. Most importantly, after the jab to the body, the number one punch that normally always come after that is the straight right. If you could throw that jab to the body and throw that right, it'll really stop them in their tracks, because in reality, they want to be able to, while they pressuring you, they want to be able to counter every punch to where they make you uncomfortable. So if you're able to get off jab to the body, then anticipate their reaction. There's only two reactions they could do. They can either sit there or actually throw a punch. You know, if they sit there, what to do? Bang, bang. Any punch at that point. And if you know they try to retaliate after the jab, because you go in their chest, bang. Their reaction is going to be more than likely a big shot. I notice when I hit people with the jab to the body, their reaction punch ain't nothing like a jab back. They normally going to go for the gusto, throw a huge uppercut, a huge straight right hand, a huge hook. They not going to throw a jab. And all you got to do is keep your eyes aware. Lean back, time them. But most importantly, when people pressure you, you want to work on your jab, give a lot of different angles. And most importantly, when you go against a pressure fighter, you might get hit, but you can't be nervous about getting caught, because you're going to get hit in this game regardless. The thing is not allowing a lot of offensive opportunities for them. You keep it very defensive, make the fight a very slow pace, you will notice they will stop. You can make, on this video game, you can make it look like Mayweather and Alvarez, to the point a pressure fighter run the pressure, but in reality they realize, I can't keep up with this guy. He's boxing the circles around me. I can't do nothing. Then they start thinking. And when you get them to the waiting game process, the fight over. I done had a lot of fights. You probably see some on YouTube where it's like, dang, this guy's on me. I can't really get him off. Then around the 5th round, you'll be like, the last round, he was just pressing Malky Pablo non-stop, and he couldn't get him off of him. And then you'll be in one round like, why is this guy not pressing like he was? 9 times out of 10, his pressure fighting, it might have won him the round, but it wasn't effective to keep his stamina going, and he's more than likely looking for a round off. But in that process of looking to get a round off, you taking more punishment, and your damage and stuff getting even worse. And as the fight go on, you just pretty much stuck in the box. You can't move. So in terms of that regard, the timing and distance, you pretty much want to always work on your jab, not be predictable. Pay attention to their pattern, and most importantly, give angles. Angles stop everything. This your boy Malky Pablo, aka the Great 10 More, aka Boxing IQ. Follow me on Twitter at Malky Pablo. Follow the ESG events on Twitter at the ESG events. That's the same name as our Instagram and Twitter. I mean Facebook as well. Well, actually, just look in the link below. Got the links to all that. Yeah, like, do that. We're going to come out with more stuff. And we got some more Fight Night petition videos coming very soon. So make sure you do that. Peace.